Welcome back to Bulgaria and welcome back to Bdin Vidin in our Football Manager 24 Build a Nation save. At the end of last season we completed phase 4 and qualified for Europe, and we now move into phase 5, which is to try and win the title. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Football Manager 24, our Build a Nation save here in Bulgaria with Bdin Vidin. We've reached the start of season 7, which means we do have quite a lot of stuff to go over. We've got a lot of transfers. With this highlights, I'm not going to do a full highlights package just because it would take too long with all the transfers and stuff like that. We've got ins and outs, so you'll have to find out. But first of all, this is the first episode I'm recording on my new computer, so we'll see how things go. Let me know how it looks when you watch it. Please do let me know how it looks so I can change some settings in OBS and try and get it working as it should. Things should look a lot better than they used to on the old laptop that I was using. It's a custom built computer. It's very expensive. All the specs are in the description, so I'm hoping that it works much better than it used to, but please do let me know. So like I say, we have got a lot to go over. Season 7, we're going to start with the transfers, so I'll see you guys there in just a minute. So, having a look at the signings, and we'll start with the ins. The first guy in was Giles Cyprien on loan from Monaco for the season. We then brought in Joseph Ndongo on loan from Rennes for the season. He was followed in the door by Hervé André on loan from Monaco again. And before we spent some money on Luis Felipe from Flamenco for £350,000. Otto Rosengren came in from Juventus on a free transfer. Anselmo Garcia McNulty from PSV Zwolle in Holland on a free transfer. Then Nectar Triantis, formerly of Sunderland, again on a free transfer. Finally, Norbert Marot came in on loan from Rennes for the season. So a grand total spent then of £350,000, which is really good. In terms of the outs, there's been a few outs. You may know the most notable one there is Emmanuel Adebayoga. I couldn't keep hold of him. His release clause in his contract was so low, so he's left to Damac in Saudi, but we have brought in a total of £4.5 million this season. So this season we're predicted to finish in 4th position. So having a look at how Bdin themselves are doing, and in terms of our European ranking, we're currently in 262nd position. Ludogorets and Levski Sofia still lead the way. In terms of the league itself, it's actually dropped down a position this season. We saw that in the last season that the Cinch Premiership was moving ahead of us. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully we can rectify that this season. So now that we're all caught up with the signings, guys, and where exactly we stand, it's a little bit disappointing to still be predicted to finish down in 4th position. Obviously, losing Adebayoga is a big part of that. He's a fantastic player. And unfortunately, I couldn't do anything about it with his minimum fee release clause. And I couldn't get that out of his contract either, so it's really unfortunate. But we are still predicted to finish 4th. We still do have a good squad. Particularly excited about Luis Felipe, who for me is the long-term successor to Gunnarsson. I think he's got loads and loads of potential. So do my coaches and my scouts. So we'll see how he gets on. Obviously, there's been 10 games this season, plus the European qualifiers. So we're going to have a quick look at what's happened in those now. And our first game of the season was a very hard one, opening up to the reigning champions away from home. But we did manage to come away with the result. It was Bernard Tekpeti and Andre Lucas Gudjonsson, the two players who always seem to score against us for Ludogorets. But Giles Cyprien on his debut with a double, and then Yannick Agnero, who's obviously, as we know, is now departed, popped up with the winner in the 92nd minute, and it was a fantastic start to the season. Follow that up again in the next game with another fantastic win, this time over Ardekar Jali. Absolutely dominated the game. Paulo Bernardo and Abraham Marcus with the goals. Of course, Paulo Bernardo is learning a new position this season in the tactic. We play with defensive midfielders now, and Paulo Bernardo is more of a central / attacking midfielder. So he's dropping a little bit deeper, but he played really well, got his goal. You can see the front three weren't exactly great this time out, but again, we're still learning the tactic. We were very good defensively, and it's another 3 points. Next up was a crazy game, and it was quite disappointing, to be fair, against the type of opposition that Septembri Sofia offer. It was 4-4 and we had to rescue it late on. Aslak Witry got a double from the spot for Sophia. Some of the penalty decisions, by the way, were absolutely shocking. There were never penalties. Louis Dylan Palmer Jobo, who you remember we had on loan on our very first season in as the manager of Bdin, scored a double against us. But Ndongo, Marcus Meyer and Garcia McNulty with the goals for Bdin. Even game, we dominated the ball. Shots wise, it was similar. Their XG was massive, but of course they've had 2 penalties in there. It was a good performance, but it's so disappointing to concede those 4 goals. And again, next time out, we dropped points. So 4 points dropped over the space of 2 games. This time at home to CSK Sofia. It was Marco Bettini and Klimis Sirikos with the goals for Bdin, both of which in the first half. That was after Martin Sorokov did put CSK Sofia in the lead, but Stefan Trekov got the equaliser on the hour mark in a game which, looking at the match stats, it looks fairly even, but I think we slightly edged it. We should have won. Again, we've dominated the ball. We played slightly better going forward. Maro's a little bit concerning in that central striker role. He's yet to find his feet, but we're still experimenting with the players as well. Bettini getting the start this time, for example, in the midfield, but he's rewarded us with the goal. But yeah, it's more points dropped and it's disappointing. Back to winning ways next time out though, and we had to come from behind again. Slavia Sofia took the lead from the penalty spot. Another dubious penalty decision on 19 minutes, but Joseph Ndongo rescued us in the second half, first of all after 52 and then 80 minutes. We gave up 15 shots to Slavia Sofia in this game, which is far too many for my liking. Triantis and Andre played well, and Ndongo up there with a 9.4 though, but again we've got Maro with that poor performance. You can see we've rotated the 2 defensive midfielders again. The 2 wide midfielders are playing very, very well, Marcus and Weverton. A good win. It's a win at the end of the day. It's 3 points on the board. We're just giving up far too much defensively still. Much, much better next time out against Cherno More Varna. 3-1 win in this one. Sirikos with the double. We did miss a penalty as well, but again, we fell behind in the first half. Martin Sekulic with the goal for Cherno More. Before we missed that penalty through Abraham Marcus. He's actually missed a couple this season in terms of games. But Garcia McNulty and Klimis Sirikos with the goals for us. Again, we've played quite well-ish. Quite well-ish. Maro's not had the best of games again, and I am starting to get a little bit worried about Maro as far as things go. But great XG in this one. Of course, the penalty does help with that. We've only conceded 1 goal. Still too many shots against us, but we've dominated the ball again, and it's another 3 points on the board. Another crazy high-scoring game this time against Baro Stara Zagora. We've had the 4-4 earlier in the season. This time we've had the 5-4, and it was... It was something else. Weverton, you can see, has picked up the Man of the Match award. Of course, he's learning that position as well. We were 3-1 up at half-time, and we've done this before against Baro, where we've been dominating the game well up at half-time, and we've let them back into it. But Joseph Ndongo with the double, Weverton, Hervé Andre, Abraham Marcus in the 94th minute to make it 5-3. You can see there that Rondinelli got one in the 96th minute for Baro to make it 5-4. We've scored an own goal through Triantis as well. Schulze and Jasper with the goals for Baro. 73% possession we've had, and we've managed to concede 4 goals somehow and concede 13 shots on our goal. But 4 of their 6 shots on target have found the back of the net, and Gunnarsson's not really covered himself in glory here, particularly when we've got Luis Felipe waiting in the wings there to try and take over the mantle from Gunnarsson. Much, much better next time out. A clean sheet. And against Botov Plovdiv, who probably the surprise package so far this season in the league. They, at the time of this game, they were sat at the top. This is game 8, I believe. They were sat at the top of the table, and they're still going strong. But we've kept a clean sheet. Gunnarsson's played well. The 3 defenders have played really well as well, as have the 2 defensive midfielders. Maro is slightly improved, but it was Ndongo who got the Man of the Match award. Supriyan and Ndongo with the goal. Supriyan picked up an injury in this one, unfortunately. But again, we've dominated the ball. We've still had a lot of shots against us, but Gunnarsson has actually had to put in a good performance this time around. And a nice 2-0 win. Levski Sofia next up in game number 9. And I think we've dropped points in this one, to tell you the truth. Levski weren't really at it, and their goalkeeper Andreev has had a decent game. We've had a decent game defensively as well, but we've had much more of the ball as usual. Higher XG, more shots. We've not found the net. There's a little bit of rotation going on in this one. We can see we've played a Dinkov up top instead of Ndongo. Marcus had a poor game on the left-hand side as well. It's quite disappointing to drop the points, particularly when we sort of had Levski on the ropes, and it would have been nice for those additional 2 points. And we dropped more points in the next game, this time to Lokomotiv Sofia. It was Valentin Nikolov and Joe Gelhardt with the goals for Sofia. That was after Weverton had given Bdin the lead after 5 minutes. But we went in at the break 2-1 down before Paulo Bernardo with an 89th minute equaliser in this game. And it's more a case of 2 points, a point rescued as opposed to losing all 3 points. Marcus picked up an injury. Sirikos played well. Maru played okay. Ndongo had a poor one this time out. Not great the last 2 games. Obviously dropping another 4 points. But yeah, we're doing okay. And of course, alongside the league, we were into the Champions League qualifying. In the league path, second round, we were drawn against Sturm Graz of Austria. And we went to Austria. They came to us, and we've absolutely dominated the game. Maru did score in this one. Supriyan, Bernardo and Ndongo with the goals. Marcus missed a penalty again, so it could have been 5-0, but it was 3-0 at half-time. We played really, really well. Again, dominated the ball. Marcus is the only one who's had a poor rating in this game, and that's possibly because he missed the penalty. But great first leg against Sturm Graz. And into the second leg, we went to Austria. We were beaten 4-3 on the night by Sturm Graz, but it's a 7-4 win on aggregate for us. Paulo Bernardo and Joseph Ndongo with the goals. William Boving picked up a hat-trick for Sturm Graz in this one. They did play much better than us, despite us having most of the ball again. But it's a win on aggregate, and we go through to the next round of the qualifying path. Into the next round, and we were drawn against Trabzonspor of Turkey, and we picked up a 3-3 draw in Turkey, which was I thought was a very, very good result, and I gave us the chance really of them coming back to Bulgaria and us picking up the win into the next round. So 3-3 after the first leg. Rosengren, Weverton and Ndongo with the goals for us. All 6 goals came in the first half. We were very, very good in this game. Unfortunately, Trabzonspor came to Bulgaria and they played particularly well. We took the lead after 1 minute, and I thought, yeah, here we go. Here we go. We're going through to the next round. But that was it as far as we're concerned. Garcia McNulty scored an own goal in the 16th minute. Vlasic and Omer with the goals for Trabzonspor, and we lose 6-4 on aggregate, which is that's us out of the Champions League for this season. However, we do go straight into the Europa League phase by losing in this round, which is good. We're in the main European competition. It's not the Premier European competition, but it's better than nothing, and we've still got that opportunity to add to our coefficients this season and grow the club's reputation. So guys, after all of those highlights, a currently unbeaten start to the season, we currently find ourselves down in 5th position. We're only 3 points off the top though. We're only a point behind Ludogorets, who are obviously the target, Ludogorets. Only losing that one game. Our goal difference is a little bit poor though. We do concede too many goals still. But played 10, won 6, drawn 4. We'll take that as a good start to the season. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody in the top scorers this season. Losing Adbiega, as I've already said, is a big hit to us, but Weverton has performed very, very well so far this season for us. Obviously, there's room to improve, which hopefully we can do into the latter half of the season. Right, guys, now that we're all caught up, let's get into our first live comm of the season, and that is at home to, we're away to Famalicão in the Europa League, the Portuguese side, and this is your first chance to see the new formation that we're playing this season. It's one that, again, I think I found on FM Scout. It could be Facebook, I've seen it on. I could be wrong, but it's somebody's interpretation of Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen team. And it's a 3-4-3. I've made one tweak to it, but again, we'll do a tactic video at the end of the season. But this is the lineup for the season. We'll meet some of the new players properly. Gunnarsson continues in goal, as always. We did have a bid come in the summer for him for around about £3 million, but I did turn it down. The new goalkeeper who we signed, Luis Felipe, not quite ready to take over yet. Just one thing that I will mention as well, guys, before we go any further, is because I'm on my new PC, I've had to reinstall the graphics again. You may notice that some people have got the new gens, basically, they have got different faces to what they had, particularly if you look at Syracuse. If you look at Adobe Jaeger as well, we've probably seen that already, and I've probably already explained this, but they've got different faces. Because I'm on the new computer, I wasn't transferring all faces over. There's just far too many, it would have taken far too long, so I just did it again. So the new gens have got different faces. Anyway, in defence, new signing Nectar Triantis comes in on free transfer, formerly of Sunderland. Only made 5 appearances for Sunderland in his time there, but he's now the new highest earner at the club. But he is a very, very capable central defender, still only 26 years old. He's got a very, very good value to him, so there's definitely a resale value there if we're looking to do that. But he's done okay so far, a 7 average rating. Hervé André comes in on loan from Monaco for the season. Again, another good central defender, 19 years old. We're not paying any of his wages. Does have room to grow into. We're hoping he can do that while he's with us. We've been a little bit leaky in defence so far this season, but again, another defender on a 7. And alongside him we have Garcia McNulty, the Irish Spaniard, or the Spanish Irish. McNulty and Garcia make one hell of a name together. Another one on a free transfer, formerly of Zwolle in the Netherlands. I think I'm saying that right. Used to play for Wolfsburg and NAC as well. £6,500 a week. 26-year-old. Again, it's got some good resale value. Another good central defender. Into the midfield, and on the right-hand side, the defensive winger, repurposed a little bit, is we bring in Weatherton, former right-back of ours. But again, he's got the attributes to play in that position. Has the 30-year-old. Possibly going to start declining soon. Of course, record signing at the club. I can't remember if he's still the record signing at the club. Possibly not. Possibly Luis Felipe. No, Luis Felipe, although his value could actually go up. No, it's not. Record signing Weatherton, defensive wing on the right hand side. Segundo Volante, we've got Otto Rosengren, the Swede, 26-year-old, former Juventus player. Don't think he actually played for Juventus. He didn't indeed, but Malmo, Mjällby, he played for Juventus Next Gen, 26 years old now, 7k a week, between £2.5 and £4 million in value. Very, very good player, defensive midfielder as a Segundo Volante. Again, very, very good, and a good signing for us. Alongside him, Paulo Bernardo continues from last season. We are repurposing him to play as a Segundo Volante. He's sort of getting there. He's just signed a new contract at the club, so he's here for another 3 years, but he's got good value to him again. Marcos, again, we move him a little bit deeper than what he's used to. He's now into a defensive winger. Unfortunately, his defensive attributes aren't the best, and we are training him to be an advanced forward for whatever reason. But he's done okay so far, 7.3 in the league for us. And then up top we have our prospect, our Greek prospect, still earning £550 a week. His contract does expire this season, so I will renew it. But Klimis Syrikos, with his new face, continues up at top. He's got 3 goals in 9 so far this season, a 7.3 rating. On loan from, again, the French clubs, Rennes, is Norbert Marot. He's not had a great season so far, 6.7, only got 3 assists, hasn't scored in the league yet. But again, another young man, 21 years old. And alongside him, again on loan from Rennes, his counterpart is Joseph Ndongo, who has had a great start. He's on 6 goals and 2 assists in the league, 7.6 average rating. He's also got 4 in the Champions League qualifiers, so Ndongo has done exceptionally well. So that's the new look squad, guys. Let's hope it can do the business against Falun and we can do better than we did in Europe last season. So as we come out onto the pitch for our first European game this season, away in Portugal, Falun are still considered to be the favourites in this game, but that's possibly a reputation thing. You've got to remember where we've brought Bdin from. Their reputation is pretty low. So let's get the game underway. Hopefully we can go and get the win. We've got some big teams again in the Europa League. We've got Newcastle in there. It is Falun with the first highlight. They played the corner short. Yusuf Zaidu on the edge of the area. He's hit the crossbar. They've got the rebound. Thankfully for us, it's gone. It's gone wide of the post. Now this season I have changed how I do set pieces. I've just assigned it to my set piece coach. I'm going to let him do them and see where we get. It's Falun again with the ball. Angel wins that header. Almeida picks it up. Now Ndongo finds Paulo Bernardo. Garcia McNulty. He's got Marcus outside of him. Finds him. Marcus cuts inside. Back to Andre. Andre into the midfield, Paolo Bernardo, Rosengren, good ball forward towards Sirikos. Sirikos out to the left hand side, and Marcus. Can he find some space to run into? No, comes back to Garcia McNulty instead. Across to Andre. Andre into Paolo Bernardo. It's cut out by Zaidu. And now Angel for Falmashal finds Aranda on the left hand side. Aranda, defensive, got some work to do here. Comes back to Mora. Mora feeds it forward towards Angel, who's put it wide of the post. Put it wide of the post. And one thing I have noticed with this formation, guys, and you'll probably see it as we go on, is we do get very exposed defensively. So now we have our highlight. It's Weverton with the corner towards Triantis. Paolo Bernardo keeps it alive towards Maro. Headed clear again. Triantis does win the ball back. Garcia McNulty. Paolo Bernardo in the area. Forward towards Maro. Norbert Maro with his second goal of the season. If he was onside. If he was onside. Come on, Norbert. You need some goals this season, mate. You've not really fired yet. Yes, get in. So we take the lead away to Falmashal. Please remember, guys, let me know how things look graphically. You may also notice that the skin's been updated. Marcus with his corner towards Andre. Headed clear by the defender, but Paolo Bernardo keeps it alive, gives it back to Marcus. Paolo Bernardo, Weverton, Triantis. Triantis to Andre. Back to Rosengren, the Swede. Andre again. Yeah, we've updated the skin, so the slightly different colours. Maro inside the area for his second. Now he's forced too wide, and Dongo keeps it alive. It pulls it across. It's Marcus with the finish. Abraham Marcus gets his 5th of the season, and with 21 minutes gone, it is a Falmashal 0, Bdin 2. Great play by the boys, but please do let me know how it looks graphically. I really want to know. I want to get it right in terms of the settings. So just comments, guys, comments, please. As Falmashal look to get back into the game just a couple of minutes after we made it 2. Andre heads it clear. Zaidu brings it back into the area. He's unchecked. He's missed. He should be looking to score there. But again, if there was a little jump there, guys, really sorry. I have got a head cold at the minute. So if there is jumps, it's because I'm either sneezing or coughing. As we've worked that forward, and Ndongo picks it up. Marcus feeds it back to Ndongo for Maro, who does get his 2nd of the game, and he's picked the right time to find his goal scoring boots. Has Maro. We are 3-0 up inside 25 minutes. Falmashal looking to get something out of the game. It's Angel with the corner, whipped one towards the far post. Paolo Bernardo gets something on it. Garcia McNulty tries to help it on, but Zaidu. And they've got one back through Oscar Aranda. We're going to get the VAR check, but again, sorry, it was a little jump there. I sneezed, so had to cut that out, guys. Sorry. Have they got one back? No, they haven't. Thank you. It would be nice to keep a clean sheet this season, because it is something that we have really struggled with. Yeah, he's offside, isn't he? Yeah, we've really struggled with clean sheets this season. Like I say, we do get exposed because we're not playing any wingers really. Any sort of defenders, the defensive wingers are supposed to come back and help out, but you can see here how exposed we are. It's Aranda again who's hit the post again. Triantis puts it behind for the corner, but you can see with Weverton playing at that midfield on the right as a defensive winger, we're very exposed on the flanks. We're very easy to switch the play on, and there's possibly something else I can tweak in the tactics to do with that, and I'll probably look to do it again. The only thing I've tweaked so far is I've gone from a high defensive line. I've dropped us back just a little bit to more of a settled back line, but we're getting exposed quite badly on the flanks. And Ndongo now coming forward for Bdin. 10 minutes to go till half time. Gives it to Weverton. Rosengren with the effort. Poor volley there from the Swede. Lots of highlights in this first half. Thankfully we've scored with 3 of them, but it's Angel again for Almeida. Ndongo pinches off him. Sirikos with a little bit of space to move into. He's got Maro ahead of him. He's got Rosengren with him as well. Sirikos forced a little bit wide here. Does get the cross into the box towards Paolo Bernardo, who's hit the outside the post. That would have been great if we could have got 4-0 before half time. We still might, as Ndongo takes this towards Sirikos. Poor header and comfortable for Emmanuel in goal there. Still going on though, this highlight, guys. There could still be something about to happen. Emmanuel goes along. Triantis wins it in the header, but they do get it back, but it's only as far as Andre. Heads it to Marcus. Rosengren. Sirikos. Maro ahead of him. Maro! How did you miss that? How did you not even hit the target? Well. As the goalkeeper gives it straight to Garcia McNulty. Andre, he's got Rosengren ahead of him, finds him. Rosengren gives it to Garcia McNulty. Needs some movement ahead of him. The three Bdin players just sort of stood still. We come back to Andre instead. Under a little bit of pressure. Goes back to Garcia McNulty. Andre again. Somebody needs to come short for the ball. It's Paulo Bernardo. But Garcia McNulty. Andre. He's got Paulo Bernardo ahead of him again. This time he's got time to turn. Finds Rosengren in a bit of space. Ball forward towards Sirikos. It's a poor touch from Klimis though, and they do manage to pinch the ball, and now it's Aranda coming forward for Falamshao. Limata, Zaidu into the area, feeds it across to Angel. Surely he's offside. Surely he's offside. We are going to get that VAR check again, guys. Again, offside. It looked offside to me, and that's good enough for me. So at half time, a fantastic first half for Bdin. Of course, if you remember last season, we did not win our first game in Europe proper until the final game, and we were well out of the competition by then. So we could much better start. We're playing really well. Looking to extend our lead. Sirikos with a throw-in, looking for Triantis. It's cleared by the defender though, but Rosengren is going to pick it up. Feeds it back into Triantis again. Andre, Triantis, Weatherton, good touch for Maro. He scored that one, but he missed that for one in the first half. We're going to get yet another VAR check in this game, guys. Yet another one. It's been allowed. It has been allowed. Is that Maro's hat-trick? Yes, it's Maro's hat-trick. Maro's hat-trick. So he's found his goal-scoring feet. As Weatherton, with this free kick, goes for goal. He scores. It's only 5-0, guys. It's 5-0. Wow. Wow. We're doing really well here, guys. We've not been exposed too badly defensively yet in this game, but it will happen, because it does happen pretty much in every game. Rosengren finds Andre, Triantis. I don't know whether I should change Triantis and Garcia McNulty to wide centre backs. Maybe that might work a bit better. Weatherton, ball across towards Sirikos, who gets there for 6. Klimis Sirikos gets his fourth goal of the season with his new face. Fantastic. Still time for something else to happen, guys. We're into the final couple of minutes at the end of this game. Andre wins that header, and Dongo can't win the second one, but we do win it again. It's Maro, Sirikos, Rosengren, feeding it out to the right hand side, and Weatherton. Weatherton comes back to Triantis, gives it to Andre. Andre into Paulo Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo to Garcia McNulty. Marcus bringing the ball forward with purpose. It comes back to Garcia McNulty instead, the Irishman. It's got Andre inside of him. Andre. Ball into the midfield, and Paulo Bernardo. Rosengren. Maro for his fourth of the game. He's only gone and got it. Norbert Maro criticised him before the start of the game about his form and his lack of goals. He's only gone and scored 4 for me. To prove me wrong. He probably heard me. And it's now 7-0 to Bdin in a game which Falamshao were favourites for, and it could get worse. It's Ndongo again with the ball, feeding it back to Triantis. Triantis' pass is cut out, and now we could be exposed here. It's 3-on-3 at the back. More white shirts joining. Triantis has gone to get the ball. Angel's found the space, pulls it across. It's hit the post after a deflection off Andre. We sort of scramble it clear, but it's still coming back with Almeida. As now we get back into position. Mora. Nothing came of it, thankfully, but again exposed defensively. As Mora finds a Barney. Mora with the ball into the box towards Almeida, was it? At the back post there, and his header is a poor one. It was Aranda, not Almeida. That is a fantastic win though, guys. Norbert Maro with 4 goals for Bdin. Huge result. It's a nice £540,000 in the bank, which is huge. We need that kind of money coming in, and financially that leaves us now with £7.2 million in the bank, which is absolutely fantastic. So in terms of where we sit, guys, at the end of the episode, we're currently down in 5th position in the league, as you've already seen. 10 games in, we're 3 points off the top. We're only 1 point behind Ludogorets, who are going to be the team to beat, but it's very close at the top. We top the Europa League phase though after our fantastic 7-0 win. In terms of when we'll be back, guys, it will probably be either after 20 games in the league, which is probably going to come first, or it could be the final Europa League. In fact, it's more than likely probably going to be the final Europa League game if the league phase, isn't it? Which is probably when we're going to be back. That will be next episode though, guys. But please remember, leave me some feedback on how things look. The other thing that I've got going on is now that I've moved from the laptop, I used to have the laptop plugged into my computer screen. Now I'm using the computer screen on the computer. It's the only screen I've got, so I can't have something else on the other screen. I can't see how this looks in OBS or anything like that. I've got no idea. I'm going blind, basically. So again, all the feedback is welcome. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.